Welcome my peeps, my peoples, it's Mary Jane. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. So let's just talk about people calling the cops. Let's just talk about these people just calling the cops on black people. Let's talk about these Caucasian people just calling cops on us black people. Why you gotta call the cops? You know the cops be killing us. Like in the past 7 to 8 years, there has been so many cases and so many people being outraged with, you know, the cops killing unarmed black men with their kids in the car, with their wife in the car, just shooting them. And now you're just going to call the cops for frivolous reasons on African Americans, knowing there's a possibility the cop could come there and shoot and kill this African American. You see it on Twitter, you see it on Instagram, all these stories, these outrages, and people pouring their hearts out to America about their family members being shot and killed by the cops and getting no justice for it. And these people just call the cops on black people, hoping, in my opinion, hoping the cops will come there and shoot them and kill them or put them in jail. Like, you know, this is just crazy, just like wasting people's time. And so the recent story is Adam, you know, he's at his little, you know, homeowner association where they have a community pool where it's locked, and there's an African American lady, her name is Jasmine, and Jasmine Edwards, she's there with her child, and he's harassing her, telling her he wants to see her ID, he wants to make sure that she's a resident, you know, and this condiment, this homeowner association, you know, this little community. But he didn't ask anybody else for their license, he didn't ask anybody else for ID. And then on top of that, it doesn't require for you to go to the community pool to have an ID. It says, like the sign is in the slideshow, it says if you are a guest, you must be accompanied by a resident. That is it. There's no such thing as asking for ID or anything like that. As long as you have a pool card to get in, then you are welcome to come in there. Then most likely you're a resident, or you're with, or you live, or you're with a, you know, a person that lives there too as well. But this lady said that she lives there, she's a resident, and this guy did not believe, and he continued to harass her while she's with her child. You know, it's just like, you know, you can't go nowhere and have a good time and have fun without somebody trying to destroy your time because you're African American, because they don't feel like you belong, they don't feel like you deserve to be there, so they're gonna pick you out, they're gonna point you out in front of their kids. And then they're also showing, Adam is also showing his kid racism too, because his daughter and his son are running around and watching father call the police. So this guy actually called the police actually came, and then the lady was like, there's no requirement, her name is Jasmine, there's no requirement for me to show my ID. This guy is harassing me, he's following me around, he wants to know if I live here or not. That's not his job, that's not his business. And there's the sign-in sheet, but there's no sign-in sheet. So when people come, they're supposed to sign into the pool, but there's no sign-in sheet, there's nobody there to monitor a sign-in sheet. So that's the problem. And so now he picks her out. She was like, I'm the only black person here. Then there's a white lady in the background, oh, my son's black. That's not your son. So then the cops had the audacity to ask Jasmine if they can use her key card to prove to him that she's a resident, that she has access to the pool. And when they used the key card, you know, he still didn't believe it. He goes, well, she could have stole it. I mean, like, she could have got it from somewhere. Doesn't mean that she's a resident. She probably still doesn't belong here. He didn't say it in them words, but his action, his behavior, and his mannerism was so off key that he still wanted to see her driver's license. He still wanted to see her ID to prove that she lived there. A lot of people move different places and don't switch their ID yet too as well. And then on top of that, the cops having the audacity to make this woman Jasmine show her key card. So now this guy, he's gonna feel like every time he goes to that pool, he's gonna be empowered, where he has the cops on his side, where they had that lady use her key card to prove to him. Who is he to prove to? She wasn't breaking no law, she didn't do anything wrong, so why did she have to use her key card? You know, it was no trespassing, because he can't say she's trespassing because he don't know, just like the cops don't know. And on top of that, the cops didn't even know who this guy was. How come they didn't ask this guy for his identity? They didn't ask him for his, you know, ID, his key card to prove that he belongs there. You know, they assume automatically Adam Bloom, he belonged there, he should be there. So they didn't question him, but they questioned this woman, and it was like she was detained talking to him. They didn't say remain silent, they didn't say hold up, but she was not enjoying the pool with her child. She was there talking to the police because she was being harassed by this guy named Adam Bloom. And it's just like so disheartening and so just terrible. That's why I say it's so much important for us as African Americans to build our own community, to build our neighborhoods up, to buy property, change the surroundings and the area, instead of trying to move into an area or a neighborhood that that don't want you there, that's gonna call the cops on you, or if they see you driving around, they're gonna call the cops, or the cops are gonna pull you over immediately because they feel like you don't belong in that neighborhood. You're probably looking to steal. And it's like, damn, she's with her kid, and the lady was like, I have a key card. And he was like, she could have got in here some other way. And so she was like, what am I going to do? Jump over the fence? I have a baby with me. And she was pleading her case to these cops and to this guy. And she asked him for an apology once they used the key card. And this guy, Adam Bloom, was like, no, I'm not apologizing. You know, your ID, showing your ID would be sufficient. Just like a real total jackass. Like, horrible. But he lost his job. Sunko, they fired him. He lost his job, and he lost his job in the condiment association or the homeowner association. They kicked him off because his behavior was inappropriate. It was downright dirty and disgusting because he didn't have the rights. You know, he's not a security guard. He's not security. He's nobody. He's just another tenant trying to enforce what he believes is right, which is not the rules of the homeowner association, because if it was, he wouldn't have got they wouldn't have fired him. And then they also fired him from his job because of his bad behavior and his nasty negative attitude. And it was just so disheartening. So her child has to see, you know, her son sees her being detained by the man, by the police officer, and, you know, trying to plead her case. And his kids is watching this, so they're going to be grow up to have this racism too as well that Adam Bloom has. And he probably already teaches kids racism, to be racist and be suspicious of African Americans. And so, like, you know, it's just you know, it's just happening so much. Like, it's ridiculous. Then you have Permit Patty, you know, Allison calling the cops on an 8-year-old girl selling water, trying to make some money, you know, trying to do something right, trying to do something destructive, and also entrepreneurship, starting a business and just being productive. But she felt like she had to call the cops on her because she didn't have a permit. Like, come on, like, that is just sad. Like, how do you waste your time? How do you as a human being think that that's okay and that's right, that that's something to do, that, like, you don't have nothing else going on in your life, that you have to take time out of your day? You see a little girl selling water, call the cops. But if the little girl was Caucasian, would she have called the cops? Hell no. Would that guy Adam Bloom be after Jasmine Edwards if she was Caucasian? Hell no. It was profiling because of black, because they see it's okay. They see the cops kill and shoot us down in the street, then they feel like, you know what, as a citizen, I got the police behind me to do this shit too as well. And so, moving on from that, we also have, you know, the other lady, the woman that called, you know, the cops on the African Americans barbecuing, just like upset, just mad, just like what's going on in your life? Like you just have to be so hateful. You just gotta be so downright dirty. You gotta make sure that you make somebody else's life miserable because you're miserable. Look how evil that woman looks. Look how low down she looks. But Allison Permit Patty, she did step down for her job, and she lost a lot of business because people don't like that. That's wrong. So that's just my thoughts on the situation. Tell me what you guys think about this, you know, uproar of just citizens calling the cops on African Americans for frivolous reasons. Peace. I'm out. One love.